that there is clearly a difference in a New Bombay versus a Bhopal versus a Nagpur versus a Nasik. For us, the catchment area matters quite a bit. For them, all the global things matter quite a bit, and Bombay laws matter quite a bit, and CIDCO matters quite a bit. So as you can see, all tier 2 cities probably are not equal, and they cannot be probably brushed with the same shade. Having said that, we are coming to our closing time. We can have some audience questions if there are any for the panel. Please address the panelists directly, and please try and not make a point and just ask a question, so that we have lunch on time. Yes, please. Can somebody get the mic? Yeah.
Hi. Keeping in mind the already inflated Navi Mumbai to a good extent, keeping in mind the infrastructure, the catchment areas, could you all be able to give us a clear perspective as to what kind of appreciation from here on a year-on-year, can we expect in tier 2 cities like, for example, Bhopal, if you're talking about catchment areas, if you're talking about Ahmedabad, talking about various industries coming in, like even, Nasik. So what kind of year-on-year, like Mumbai witnesses anywhere between 15 and 30% every year, what would we say for each city, please?
Start with you, Sunilji.
If you start I would like to answer you this question in view of Bhopal. In Bhopal, we have been seeing wonderful growth of 25-26% for the last 3-4 years. And looking at the demand which is constantly coming in, and the kind of supply that we developers are giving to the town, I would like to say over here that, like Mr. Trivedi said, that yes, there is a problem of we have never assessed our demand coming in. But on the smaller towns, we are quite sure, because these demands keep growing in. And I'm very confident on my this thing that we can still, in these conditions also, we can see a growth of almost anything between 20 to 25% for coming few years now.
And so what about the resale? Like whenever we see any new development or a new peripheral areas growing, and we have large townships coming in, we face the issue of resale. That means for investor, if he comes in now, it becomes difficult for him to exit because there is a lot of stuff still coming in the market, or there are a lot of units available still. So how does one address this issue, especially in tier 2 cities?
Resale, I don't think is any problem till now, because there is always a difference between a developer developing a colony and the end user coming in. The end user always prefers to step into the project when the project is ready for delivery. So that is the time when the investors start looking out and the developer starts moving to a newer project. So I don't think resale is ever a problem.
So what do you think your conservative figure for Bhopal would be? Absolute conservative for residential?
Absolutely conservative. I'm very positive. Anything between 15 to 25%.
And for commercial returns?
Commercial is very slow in our tier 2, tier 3 towns. But we still see a good growth coming into commercial. But I'm not very sure about the commercials at the moment, because Bhopal or tier 3 cities at the moment have only been banking on the residential growth as of now.
Okay, Mr. Trivedi, for Navi Mumbai.
Navi Mumbai, I would say that residential, there are two types. One is the peripheral part, which is developing nodes like Kharghar and Urve and all that thing. I see a growth of say about 20-25%, mainly because of the ticket size. And the developed nodes, I would say around 15%, 15 to 18%. Commercial, I would say, is plateaued or it could correct in certain pockets. And all this IT thing, flat, no buyers, mall, no buyers.
Do you think like a node like Ulve, with the prices which are currently at 5,000, 4,500, 5,500, is justified in that node where there is no development at all right now?
But if you look at the nearest node, that is CBD Belapur, and within 3 kilometers, you have everything. And another thing is about Navi Mumbai is you have a body which is CIDCO and NMMC. Both of them are cash rich. You have 1 kilometer airport, you have half a kilometer SEZ, and all these things are yet to come. You have convention center, you have metro, and then Uran, the Seawoods, which is almost through. Now, in New Bombay, you don't have a scenario, okay, hoga. Once the tender is floated, means it is only matter of time, in terms of 6 months to 1 year. And then you have all these employment opportunities. Airport itself, according to the study, will give direct employment to 1 lakh people, indirect employment to 1.5 lakh people. And SEZ also, because it's a reliance factor again. So you don't have any SEZ coming up with anybody. So with all these drivers, I think that node is still underpriced.
So, Yannick, yes, sir. What do you see?
16 to 24-25% is a, you can expect assured returns in tier 2 cities.
Year on year.
Yeah, I am very confident.
Manoj, what would you feel?
Manufacturers should all never, speculate on the pricing, Whatever the market is giving right now, I think, let's see. All we can say is that the investment is safe because the state is growing, the city is growing, and we as a private equity investors, will not speculate on prices. How it is speculated, it goes 16%, 20%, 25%. It's irrelevant. So you make your product based on a feasible sales price as on today's market, and you just sell and get out. That's all.
I would like to add. But if they want to invest in tier 2 cities, they will expect minimum 18 to 22% returns. So that much you can.
So, whenever
Can we have other questions? Are there other people? Sorry, somewhere in front. I didn't get the mic to him. Yeah. No, let's not go there. We have a lunch meeting.
Return you can expect.
money what the other is Vyavhar. What other one cannot give is fine.
Sir, let's go on with the question. Can you hold the mic closer?
Hello?
Yeah.
See, every tier 2 city, I feel that, as an observer, that, whenever there is any metro city nearby, it's successful. So, do you think that, yeah, can you hear?
Yeah.
Any metro city near to a tier 2 city, then it's successful. We have seen Gurgaon, Noida, then Navi Mumbai, Pune. So these are all, but whereas cities which are not too near to a metro city, what is the prospect? What is the difference between these two?
So you're seeing a Bhopal, you're seeing a
Yeah,
Nagpur.
yeah.
These are not.
We are nowhere close to the metro, but this has their own demand which is being generated over there.
These two, one is near to metro city and one is not near to metro city. What do you feel that?
See, definitely when you are closer to the metro city, you have better growth chances, and when we are not very close to the metro city, we have a steady growth which comes in. We don't see that volatility which comes in Gurgaon. Gurgaon has grown at a phenomenal rate of 100-150% year on year. Like many years we have seen. Our cities don't grow at that rate, but then we are growth bound. We grow year on a constant growth. We are assuring our investors, or we are assuring the end users who come to us that your property is growing. You are getting a better return, but we are very safe. See, our price band is also very limited. So we move in a very limited price band. We can't expect that today we are selling a project at, suppose Bhopal has an average pricing of 2,300. We can't expect this project to sell at 3,300 rupees next year. No. But we are definitely sure that this growth is going to come from 2,300. We are going to 24, 25, 25 and a half. Like this we grow. See, there is always a growth perspective in cities like Navi Mumbai, or you're talking of Gurgaon. The people who can't afford a flat in Mumbai definitely moves out to the closer area, which is in the affordability bracket. But in our town, the demand is always growing. We have our own demand being generated over there. And we have a constant growth factor which has been witnessed for many years now.
And there's a slight difference. The person who's buying Bhopal or Nagpur, or for that matter a Nasik, is actually upscale. He's coming from a rural house and he's buying a very expensive house. Whereas a person who goes to a Gurgaon or New Bombay for some parts is actually saying, I want to buy a cheaper house. I can't afford the area I live in. So the orientation is different. He's upgrading, whereas this guy is actually saying, how can I live within my means?
Basic difference which I see between the two is, if you are talking about places which are near to the main city or the metro, you have cost price plus speculation. That is the formula with which the market runs. Whereas with markets which are more centric towards, they're far away like Indore and Nashik and other things, they are more cost price plus basic margin, profit margin. And it's a risk return reward. But another thing what one needs to look at is, now we are talking about a market economy which is doing really well and things are per se, even if they are flattish, they are positive, they are here. In a scenario where things would correct in terms of overall global economy or Indian economy, you have an exit route when it comes to markets where, metro and this thing. Whereas with other markets, there is a huge supply. There would be a scenario where there are, thousands and lakhs of flats which are ready, and at whichever price you want to sell, there are no buyers. You can't create that kind of, so that risk and return one has to look at.
One last question, if there is any.
I have a question,
Yes,
Sunil Bajaj.
Yeah.
I have a question for Mr. Manish from Nagpur. Nagpur has been a very, very overhyped city. All the benefits of Tier 2 were promoted over there. I don't want to know the future. Can you tell me what's the present situation? What's the number of flats being sold over there? Because execution hasn't taken place up to the mark, what people have been talking about in Nagpur. Can you please enlighten me the present situation?
Nagpur, you can compare Nagpur with what Pune and Bangalore was 15 years ago. Now the Nagpur is on as like other Tier 2 cities. It is growing slowly and steadily for last some years, and now the growth will be a bit, speed of the growth will be a bit more compared to the growth which we have seen in last 3-4 years. So it's a demand is increasing, and number of flats I am not exactly aware about how much we sell every year, but it is between, you can say, 7,000 to 8,000 flats each year the market is. But the speed of growth will increase now onwards.
The growth trigger in Nagpur was Mihan, which still has to complete long way to go. IT hasn't picked up in Nagpur. What do you think is the other growth trigger where you see a positive?
No, Mihan is now picking up. You can see the actual activities on the ground. And other is, because I told you that there is no competition to Nagpur as such, and it's a medical educational hub for all over Vidarbha. You can also expect people from Chhattisgarh, they try to shift to Nagpur.
Thank you. If I